I saw your film as well. And
Oh.
as I said, it was a very engaging psychological thriller, which sort of leads into my first question. What is it about that specific genre, do you think, that gives it and lends it such a universal appeal?
Well, for me,
Mm.
I can speak from my own experience. I think everyone people enjoy different genres and different things. And for me, I like to be surprised. I love the shock factor. I like to be thrilled, quite literally. So I guess a thriller is always good for me to watch as someone who enjoys thrills. But yeah, I think when I was reading the script for the first time, like I genuinely didn't know. And this is someone who had never seen Cape Fear before I read the script, so I had no real understanding of like how a psychological thriller necessarily worked in that way, and I didn't know what to expect. I was on the edge of my seat, and there were twists and there were turns and there were constant sort of shocks and surprises every step of the way. And I think that, to me, the fact that I was constantly kind of second guessing myself and kind of trying to figure out who was who and what was happening and why it was happening.
Mm.
I think for me, going on the story through Philip's eyes and kind of actually feeling like he was the one who was unraveling, he was the one going mental and psychotic and becoming obsessive. I think that was what was quite enjoyable to me, kind of exploring the fact that there was a fight. Which one of them is the psycho?
Yeah,
I think
exactly. Yeah.
that was what, really kind of drew me to this particular story, and why I think there is a universal appeal. I think people
Mm.
like to be surprised.
So from your point of view, it's a very dark film, and all of the characters seem damaged to a certain degree. Is there anything that's without wishing to sound, I don't know, a bit weird? Is there anything about damaged characters which is more interesting to play? Is more sort of meaty as an actor for you personally?
Yeah, I think partly not that I think I'm undamaged as a human being, but I think there's definitely a part of myself that is so far removed from these types of characters, and
Mm.
that part of the psyche or the brain, I guess, is something that I'm not familiar with, and is something I don't understand, and I can't understand being that damaged from being a child. And I
Mm.
think exploring characters and worlds that I'm not familiar with, that those challenges, those tests, are what kind of drive me as an actor. I think the reason I got into acting in the first place is because I didn't like who I was,
Mm.
so I enjoyed playing other people.
Yeah.
uh, so I personally try to remove myself from the characters that I play as best I can.
Mm.
um, yeah, and I enjoy delving deep into someone I wouldn't normally have the opportunity to sort of get my teeth stuck into,
Yeah.
or someone I wouldn't understand necessarily. So like playing someone like this is for me just, the tip of the iceberg, really. It's the sort of dream.
So, from the point of view of the film, James Flagg as a character, as he's introduced within the film, he's got quite a galvanizing force, sort of a catalyst.
Mm.
But turning on its head slightly, how do you think he brings the family together, into more of a family unit?
Well, I think his intention obviously is to force them apart, like to
Mm.
kind of break them down and completely, divide the family. And I think what he obviously doesn't understand is that his actions in the end are the reason they get brought together,
Yeah, yeah.
because they have a mutual kind of experience of this sort of incredibly complicated uh, human being. Like I think they've all had a different. I mean, what was enjoyable to play and to explore was the fact that it felt like I was making three different movies all at once. Like it felt like I was sort of almost doing a romantic comedy with the daughter, like a
Mm.
romantic drama with the mother, and
Mm.
like a horror thriller with the dad. So it was this sort of enjoyable experience for me, kind of feeling like I was making very, very different movies and playing different characters. And that again, that was the sort of aspect of the character that we kind of enjoyed exploring, me and the director Vaughan. We kind of structured it so that he was almost a different version of himself depending on who he was with.
Mm.
Like he was a smoker with the daughter, he was a romantic and very sensitive with the mother. and then like incredibly dark and twisted with the dad. You know, it was yeah, for me, enjoyable to explore that.
Sort of, it suggests another question which I haven't got written down, but in terms of, did that change the dynamic, the way you worked with Casey, the way you worked obviously with Michelle, and obviously with, it's India, I believe, is
Yeah,
the name of the actress who plays the daughter. Did that change the dynamic for you, between you? Is there anything specifically you worked on?
No, I think I just sort of played each moment as if it were real. I mean, the one aspect of the character that I could kind of relate to is that, you know, I'm an actor, and my job is to play other people, and actually this is a man who was pretending to be someone else, you know, and it's so for me, I just kind of, yeah, I don't know, I just sort of imagined myself pretending to be someone else, like every day, and be that, you know, and kind of trying to, you know, I'd action each scene, so sort of work out exactly what my goal was. So if it was with the daughter, it was to woo the daughter. If it was with the mother, to kind of to woo the mother. If it was the dad, to woo the dad. Like it was just sort of trying different tactics and trying different ways or ways of levels of charm, and when to switch it on, and when to smile, and when to kind of bring that warmth. But it kind of felt like I was always sort of trying to do the same thing, but just in a different way, if that makes sense.
Thank you very much, Sam. I've got time for one more question, unfortunately, and it will be a nice, easy one. Could you describe for me your perfect Sunday afternoon?
My perfect Sunday afternoon would be a home-cooked roast dinner, preferably not me cooking. So my mum's home-cooked roast, being with my kids, with some football and a lot of ice cream. I think, yeah, it has to be at home with my family for me. Like,
that sounds absolutely perfect. Thank you so much.